Welcome to the Back to Life series at BTUFF. Join us as we go behind the scenes and check out some of the best hot rod fabrication in Bakersfield at H&S Body Works. Hey everybody, it is Billy with the Back to Life series with H&S Body Works, and I am here with Dick Wooster. Man, we are in Bakersfield, California in one of the most amazing shops. I'll get into that later. But man, we came to look at your 1962 Bel-Air bubble top, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, a rare car.
It's a very rare car because it's all a 409 car. So it has a 409 engine in it, and they didn't make very many of those, and they didn't make very many 62 bubble top 409 cars. So yes, it's a very rare car. The numbers and casting and that sort of thing on the engine, transmission, rear end, you have to make sure that the engine, transmission, rear end were built before the car. So the VIN number on the car gives you the date and month that the car was built, but you have to check back to see that all these parts were built prior to that, or you could buy something that wasn't a real authentic car. The bubble top, to a great extent, the 409 engine came out in the bubble top car to a great extent. Most people that had 409 cars, that engine, they wanted the bubble top on the 62 because it's lighter than the 62 normal top. So it was about 300 pounds lighter, and that's why people wanted the bubble top versus the regular conventional 62 Chevy top.
300 pounds lighter.
Yes.
Man, what were they had lead in the? Did they have lead?
Well, the top was a lot larger, and the way it folded down, where the back glass is, it was just a bigger, bulkier, heavier looking top, and was heavier.
All right. Very cool. Man, I love the lines on this, man. That is so cool.
Yeah, the bubble top, it's my understanding, this top they put on a 61 Chevy. And they had some left when they started the model year of 1962. And because they were building the 409 and because there was all that competition between Dodge, Ford, and Chevy, they knew this top was lighter. And when they built the 409 cars, they encouraged people to take the bubble top, they call it, the smaller top on these cars because of the weight.
Wow. I wonder if they were using any of this stuff like in the Cup series at the time, the racing series.
Well, yeah, in the racing series on these 62 Chevys, you got to remember back in 1962 and 63, that was the height of the drag racing competition between the three major car makers. Yeah, so there was also a 62 Chevy and a 63 Chevy that had aluminum front fenders, aluminum hood, aluminum front bumper, that sort of thing. Those things came from the factory, and they were distributed to big time drag racers, professionals. And I have never seen one, but I do understand that they made them that way.
Yeah. Anytime I see manufacturers start lightening parts, making them perform better, especially in those days where you actually had to use the manufacturer cars. Right now, they just fabricate everything in a shop. But back then, you actually had to have production cars. So when I see that, a lot of that stuff that they were doing back at the plants was for, like you said, like drag racing and, the NASCAR series and all that stuff. One thing I really like about these old cars is the trunk. These things are huge, man.
Yeah, you could sleep in the trunk on these cars. They are huge.
Back in the day, man, it was all about getting on the open road, right? Putting the luggage back there and exploring, right? Going out there on vacations with the family. And that's what they made these for, man. They were made for lots of room for that.
Well, they were all about being big and comfortable, These cars that were race cars, they were really lightened up simply because the Bel-Air, see the trim inside, the interior trim in the Bel-Air was a lot lighter materials than the interior trim in the Impala.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. So you have bench seats in here, no bucket seats, no console, none of that kind of thing. So this car was built a lot lighter than the Impala the same year.
How hard is it finding parts for this thing? I mean, you're trying to find original parts.
Oh, finding original parts is really hard, but they make a lot of reproduction parts. So moldings, etc., bumpers, tail light, lenses, those kind of things are all available, you know, through various distributors and people that manufacture that kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm just going to wrap around here, man. I love that back window. It's such a unique back window. And I love it because it's got, you didn't go for the bait to kind of switch everything, right? You left everything so it has like a time period feel to it.
Everything in the car is period correct.
Yeah. Now this was a production color that they had?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, when H&S painted this car and did the work on it, you know, they matched as closely as could humanly be possible the color that was originally on the car.
Yeah. I love it. We got to look at that hood. Can I look under the hood here? Yeah, that's a big motor right there. Now this came with this motor, right? Or
yes, it was.
Yeah,
It came from the factory with its 409 motor, and so it's a 409 horse, 409 motor, which has dual carburetors on it and that sort of thing. It was a pretty high horsepower engine in its day.
Yeah, I was say this had to be one of the biggest cubic inch, right?
Yeah,
in
that year, in the Chevrolet.
Right.
Most passenger cars in 1962 were manufactured with a 2-speed power glide transmission, automatic transmission. Just pretty much in the sedans, the racing type cars came with a 4-speed transmission.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about it. Like, I don't see very many cars from the early 60s that have stick shifts and clutches, but
no,
man, pretty dependable.
Oh yeah, they were very dependable.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. The 2-speed power glide was probably too weak a transmission for a 409 horse engine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Having too many problems with them, so the 4-speed was the transmission of choice.
Yeah. So what made you pick this car? Like, why the 1962? I mean, is there a reason behind it?
Yes, I've always just liked the looks of the 62 versus the 61 or 63. Yeah. Just the body lines of it, the way the back comes around, and on the 61, I did not like the back, I did not like the grill. In the 63, I liked the grill, but I didn't like the back very well. So anyway, you know, growing up in that time period, it was just always a car I really liked. And a whole lot of these 62s became drag racing cars. Yeah. So there were a lot of people around that had, in those days, had 62 Chevys. And so anyway, that's how I fell in love with them, is because I was, you know, I was a teenager back in those days.
Yeah, very cool. You know, one thing that I really like on this thing, I love the wheels. You know, and there's a lot of respect now for people that are keeping OEM style wheels on the cars, and it kind of adds some personality to this. You know, I mean, it's very easy to go stick a set of aluminum wheels on something like this. You know.
Yeah, I've got the period correct hubcaps for it. The little hubcaps that go on the car. I like the looks of it better. It looks more like a race car without the hubcaps on it to me.
Yeah, it does,
so
actually.
That's why I left them off, and I don't know if I'll ever put them on, but I have them.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, H&S Body Works, you know, they do great stuff. Every time we do something with them, their stuff's, you know, second to none, and I can see why they wanted to feature this car that they helped you put together. And man, this is something to be proud of for sure. And congratulations on this, Dick.
Well, thank you. And I will tell you myself that H&S Body Works, they just do a wonderful job, and they're very cooperative. They bend over backwards to try to help you any way they can, and they're just two really great guys. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't take a car anywhere else in Bakersfield but H&S Body Works.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for letting us take a look at this thing, a beautiful piece of equipment right here. All right.
Thank you.
All right, this is Dick. This is Billy at the Back to Life series with H&S Body Works.